Okay, so this guy named Saros TV made a video called "Streaming Culture is Rotting Our Brains." As someone who was a former Twitch streamer, for reasons we'll say, I this naturally piqued my curiosity. So it's a 13-minute video. I want to see what we got here. This guy has been rising a lot lately. Like, he's got a lot of interesting videos. I saw another one he made about Lolicon of all things. Just very degenerate shit. But I mean, this is a lot more of a tamer one, I would hope. But yeah, let's just watch it. It's got the cool galaxy background and everything.
Common question I get asked is when I stream, they say, what games do I play? Oftentimes, I don't play video games. I just talk. And when I do play video games, nobody cares. I play Tekken. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! And people...
Oh, he's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. You want to... Listen, I'm gonna guess what this guy plays. I'm gonna guess what deck you play. This guy strikes me as a Eldritch player and a Runic player. That's what I'm gonna guess. Listen, man, Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of people have been kind of upset with Yu-Gi-Oh! Lately. I know a lot of people have been kind of quitting it lately. But, again, whole separate conversation. But, I mean, he seems like a very down-to-earth gamer, we'll say.
Or saying, oh, I don't know these games, so I don't know what's going on. But I'm here for you. Can we just talk? Can we just have a conversation? And most of the time, when I'm trying to play a video game, it usually devolves into me just talking. That is what streaming mostly is nowadays. Most people don't watch streamers to play video games, mostly just second monitor content or background noise. More than likely, this video is going to be second monitor content, background noise, or something you watch while you're at work.
Not me, though. This is like my actual content. I just do React content, and it seems like you are the subject of my React content now. Haha! I guess take that as flattery. Who knows?
That's usually what's going to happen. And the biggest streamers, whether it be Kai Cenat, iShowSpeed, the bigger people that do all...
Yeah, dude, they really came out of nowhere. Like, Kai Cenat's like a month younger than I am. He was like born in the same year I was, and he literally just like came out of nowhere and really rose to the ranks on Twitch. And now I would argue Kai Cenat is probably one of the most innovative fucking streamers we've ever had of all time. I'm not even kidding. Like, Kai Cenat has been able to do a lot of things that most streamers haven't been able to do, and he's just been, like, able to go above and beyond. And honestly, good for Kai, you know? Like, I think he's been very, very solid overall. And iShowSpeed was another one. Like, iShowSpeed was a very young guy. At first, he was, like, raging a lot on stream. That's kind of how he got known. And then eventually, he just rose to the ranks. He started doing IRL streams more and more. And now he's doing a lot of big things. iShowSpeed is, like, really, really well known. And he's very, very, yeah. I don't know. It's like, you just never know who's going to get famous by tomorrow. It really goes to show.
This extra stuff. The Kai Mafia overall, the biggest streamers of the world. They're clip farming, and it's becoming incessant, and I think I hate streamer culture indefinitely. I hate it.
Really? I mean, listen, I think there is a level of truth to not liking the Twitch culture in general. I think that there's a lot of purity culture in Twitch spaces. I just feel like it's not really a productive place. Like, a lot of people advertise it as, like, safe space. There's a lot of toxic positivity that goes around in a lot of these Twitch spaces. And also they allow people like Hassan Parker, who's just left-leaning Donald Trump. So, I'm curious to hear why this guy thinks that streaming culture is rotting our brains. I'm very curious.
Because streamer culture, what it used to be, kind of like a window into someone's real life. Quiet little world where someone played a video game and talked to maybe 3 strangers about it, and then it became bigger, maybe 100 strangers, and you talked about it, and you talked about a few things. And in the beginning, Twitch didn't even let you do anything unless you were playing a video game. Now,
yeah, I mean, like, back in Twitch's early days, it was strictly a gaming platform, but now, like, Twitch, you can talk about politics. Some of the biggest streamers, like Asmongold, Hassan Parker, and all those people, they strictly do, like, a lot of political stuff. I mean, Asmongold used to do a lot of World of Warcraft, and now Asmongold, like, literally just scrolls through his fucking Twitter feed, and that's his content. The thing about Asmongold is he's a bit of a cowardly centrist. That's kind of how I view him. He's not really, like, super right-wing. He's been leaning right-wing because that's where the pendulum is right now, but the pendulum is always swinging. So the pendulum is going to swing back to the left, and once it does, you're going to start to see Asmongold slowly shift back to where the money is. That's kind of where he is at. Yeah, a lot of big streamers don't really game as much anymore, I've noticed. It's like a lot of it, like Kai Cenat's just been going like above and beyond, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, at the end of the day, streaming does have to evolve. But I do think that the culture and the purity culture is like mainly the problem that I have with Twitch. But yeah,
It is a pure gladiator pit. I don't even. It's just gladiator blood sport. They're not playing video games at all. I haven't seen them play video games in any capacity. Just orchestrating daily breakdowns, having scripts, manufacturing meltdowns, weaponizing emotion all the time in 4K.
it's so interesting because I see a lot of this on Twitch specifically. Or no, sorry, Kick, not Twitch. That's not to say it may never be on Twitch, but like I see more often than not, Kick streamers are manufacturing a lot of this stuff where they just like do IRL degenerate shit. But that's because Kick has no rules. Twitch does have a lot of rules in place to make sure that some of it doesn't happen, but I guess maybe some of it does. I don't know. I mean, like, earlier this year, we had, like, the Valkyrie shit happen. What is it? Valkyrie, Senna, and I think Emeru. They were, like, IRL streaming, and they had, like, this one creepy fucking dude who was, like, trying to shoot their shot with them. And it was, like, some of the weirdest shit, like, I've ever seen. I don't know.
Because the algorithm is not hungry for joy. They don't want to see that. It wants rage, humiliation, betrayal, nonsense. Oh, this went viral. This is crazy. And then what happens is that we're feeding it every day like obedient little masochists with Twitch Primes. Oh, if you shave your head, I'll give you 50 subs. Oh, if you...
It's funny because Hassan Parker is so, like, he pretends to be pro-Palestinian. I don't think he's actually pro-Palestinian. He wants children to die in Gaza. I know most people don't want to hear that, but Hassan Parker wants children to die in Gaza because that's what keeps his grift going. He makes money off of it. Literally, Hassan Parker streams strictly on Twitch, and that's a subsidiary of Amazon, which is on the BDS list, and he gets Prime subs, and he thanks people for giving them Twitch Prime subs, which also you need an Amazon account for, so very ironic, we'll say.
Punch that guy in the stomach, give you 100 subs. If you steal that girl's drink, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. I'll give you a $20 donation if you yell inside a Walmart. That's what happens. I
feel like this is mostly on Kick, though. I don't really see a lot of this on Twitch specifically.
Remember, back in the day, people used to tune in for comfort, for personality, for someone who reminded us we weren't alone. Now it feels like every stream is a trap. Every title is just some baited hook. Is streamer destroys fan. He said, what about her breaking up live?
I mean, that's like every content creator, though, no? Like, every single content creator is always just, like, trying to hype it up to, like, the next level, and, like, they do that on YouTube all the time. I don't know, man. I feel like you could criticize, like, every content creator for that. It's not just, like, solely one content creator. And granted, Saros is not really criticizing one content creator specifically for doing this, but it just, like, I feel like this is more of a Kick problem. I don't really see this on Twitch as much. Maybe there's, like, other points he gets into, but, like, so far, I kind of... I feel like you just see this more as, like, a Kick problem than a Twitch problem, we'll say.
They don't feel real anymore. All of it's staged, like everyone's performing mental illness for donations. That's all it is. Streamers are competing to see who can implode on camera the hardest. And the viewers are lining up with popcorn in one hand and a clip button on the other. Oh, I gotta clip that, bro. I gotta put that. I'm making a clip channel. I can make clips out of this. It's gonna be so good. This is great. I'm gonna make a bunch of clips. This is gonna be clips. This is done. This is great. Oh my, this is gonna be clips. This stuff. And then there's rage baiting. The entire streaming meta now, just right now, is getting people angry. Pick the most volatile topic. Mispronounce it, double down, get the political right, the political left,
I guess Israel-Palestine is one that's been brewing up. I mean, from Hassan Parker and his orbit, specifically.
political middle. Everybody all together watch chat explode and clip it, upload the chaos. Congratulations, you are...
Yeah, I mean, like, that seems to be the general strategy, is you just have a take and you say it for provocative attention. And then you have people clip it out of context, and then they, like, post it on Twitter, post it on all sorts of social media, and then you get big. That seems to be, like, what Asmongold's strategy has been for years. Like, Asmongold has just, like, purposely tried to engage in having hot takes, just so people can clip it and then blow it up, and then he gets bigger, and that's where the money is at.
Now a millionaire. That's content now. You're not rewarded for insight or sincerity. You're rewarded for volatility. For becoming a walking reaction factory. It's not talking, it's baiting. You're just baiting people. It's not even discourse. It's just clout farming and no conversation or debates being had. People pretend to be stupid, toxic, or even bigoted on purpose because the Fallout gets views and
I feel like this is more of a Kick problem. This guy might like watch a little bit more Kick. Like the bigoted stuff, like typically I see a lot of Twitch streamers. Like if you are bigoted on Twitch, you usually get banned. Like Twitch actually is generally good with that. Some of the bans on Twitch historically have been very bullshit. I do agree. Like there was this guy who got banned on Twitch because he accidentally dropped his like catfish. He wasn't even like trying to abuse it, and then he got like permanently banned for animal abuse. Some bullshit like that, but he wasn't even doing that.
views mean money. I'm watching him as a joke because he says something so bad each time. He says the R slur. He's a white guy that says the N word. Oh, he's so funny. This is great. Oh, he's a low.
I feel like this is more of a Kick problem. This seems like a little bit sensationalist. I don't know, dude.
Cow. This is good. I love everything about this. This is so fun. I'm having the time of my life. You're not doing anything productive. This is horrible. Worst part about the whole entire fiasco was that the streamers aren't just getting hurt. The viewers aren't just getting hurt. Everything is getting hurt. You can see the streamers actively getting exhausted. They're spiraling, the hollow laugh after the 15th time they pretend to be shocked. Because when your job is to be outrageous, you don't get to be stable. You don't get to be normal. Right now, currently, iShowSpeed is doing the America tour, and his voice is hurt on the 6th day. And it's really boring. Very boring to witness. Because most of streams are just, alright guys, so trying to figure out what to do today. And that's most of the stream. That's what it is. That's the entirety of what most streams are. You're always one bad day away from the next vibe.
I feel like people plan out their streams a little bit more in advance. I mean, sometimes people are like trying to like figure out what to do on the fly, but like back when I used to stream, I generally had a plan of what I was going to do that day and the day before. I eventually threw away the streaming schedule altogether because it kind of just added a lot of unnecessary pressure to maintain those, and any number of things could have happened during the week that you could have had to cancel or reschedule, and you would have made promises that you wouldn't have been able to keep with your audience. So eventually I stopped doing the streaming schedule altogether. But I feel like this is not really... I had like a generally good idea overall of what I wanted to do.
Viral apology video, the next cancellation, the next mental health hiatus, where the comments say, "We knew it was coming. We knew this is great. I'm happy to be. I was here for the fallout. I was here for the downfall. Yeah, yeah, yeah."
This I can kind of agree with, actually. I'm not going to lie. This is definitely a little more on par with Twitch culture.
The platform eats you out from the inside out, and it calls it branding. The viewers are definitely not innocent. I think most of people that frequent Twitch the most or chats are people that are depraved. I genuinely can't fathom it. I've been streaming past few days, and every time I stream, there's always somebody in there just trying to piss me off, just genuinely trying to actively piss me off. I don't know why. I cannot fathom it, and I do not understand why there's always somebody there. And worst part is,
well, I feel like that's every streaming platform. That's not really Twitch exclusive. There's always going to be someone in chat that like says something to egg you on. It's your job to either ban them, ignore them, or react to it as a streamer. Like it's kind of your job. It sort of just like comes with the territory. That's not really like a problem. Like it's just going to be a problem that comes with streaming, and you kind of just have to deal with it as you go. It's not really something like, literally I had someone in my chat that was like, I think it was like my earliest days of streaming where someone was like literally spamming like Trump 2024 or whatever. It was like some bullshit like that. And I was just like, dude, all right, like get the fuck out of here. Like you're being annoying. And I don't know. It's just like one of those things where it's like you kind of just have to push past it. I do agree that Twitch does have a bit of a purity culture problem. And I do agree that a lot of them are echo chambers and a lot of them are very stupid. I am willing to agree that because they're unwilling to see outside of the perspective of the bubble that they've crafted themselves. I am willing to have a conversation about that, but a lot of these problems that we're bringing up are either problems related to Kick or problems that are just like streaming related in general. I don't really think it's a Twitch exclusive problem. I feel like there's like so many other things you could have criticized Twitch for, and you're kind of picking a lot of points that are, I guess, a little too broad, we'll say.
I'll respond to it because I'm curious. Why are you doing this? Why are you egging it on? Why are you doing that? What's happening? Why are you genuinely trying to piss me off? Why are you defending Kanye in being a member of Germany's darkest part of history? Why are you doing that? I don't get it. Why are you commenting?
I think you can say Nazi on YouTube and you'll be okay. I think you'll be fine. You can't. I don't think you have to censor yourself there.
L just because I'm eating on stream. I don't get it. And the worst part is, if you're a big enough streamer, oh my god, people will have more happen, and the viewers, they egg it on, right? They want more clips, they want more drama, they want raw, unfiltered,
Sure, yeah, this I can kind of agree with. It's both on Twitch and Kick, yeah. I can agree with this.
mid breakdown content so they can stitch it, react to it, comment L streamer, and pretend they weren't a part of what broke them. Like, the viewers just look at them. People have become so desensitized to the emotional labor streamers perform that they forget that they're people, right? Not just personas, not just overlays with funny sounds, not just VTubers. People who haven't logged off in years, because the second they do, the money dries up, the audience disappears, and in their silence, it gets hate. They get hate. They get hate in the silence, and they would love the hate, but then that hate filters out into becoming irrelevancy, and that irrelevancy ruins and eats people so much. It's not just the big streamers either. It's small creators.
So are you talking about like being audience captured maybe? Like people feel pressured to keep doing this behavior over and over again and they're like audience captured into doing it? This is a point I can get behind, yeah. A lot of Twitch streamers are very audience captured if they don't slightly align with their beliefs, if they slightly step out of line, or if they don't, if they have the wrong person in their community or whatever, like their community eats them alive. Yeah, okay, this is a point I can definitely get behind. Yeah, I can agree with this.
Small creators are being taught to mimic the toxicity, and sometimes they'll just do it and it harms.
Yeah, no, like literally, I will tell you, basically, like, there are some well-intentioned people who start streaming who, like, have a lot of really good intentions, and then they see a lot of what these bigger streamers do and what a lot of them do, and how they act within their communities. They're like, we do not accept this kind of shit in our community or whatever, like, et cetera, et cetera. They'll, like, do, like, a virtue signal, and then smaller creators might look at that and go, oh, okay, so that's, like, wow, that's something to keep an eye out for when I start streaming, and potentially if I get bigger, I shouldn't allow this shit, and then the purity cycle continues over and over again, and that's how a lot of these echo chambers form. It's like, it's the groupthink mentality. That's what we call it, and it's very toxic. A lot of people are very brain rotted from it, I'd say.
Random people, and they just end up getting hurt. They'll fake conflicts, pick fights, stage controversies, because sincerity isn't scalable. You have to be a character now, a meme, a moment, a brand. Just sitting down to play a game and, well, you're just playing the game. This is horrible. This is garbage. Oh, this sucks. This is bad. Why aren't you screaming or crying or both? Why aren't you doing something for clips? You should do something for clip. You should make a clip, dude. Figure out how to clip this. Wasting, just a waste of air. Waste of human space. It's disgusting. It's a bunch of bullshit. I just hate it. I just hate it. Worst part is that the platforms encourage it. Twitch, YouTube, especially Kick.
Yeah, that's why I say Kick specifically, it's a problem. And that's really, like, a lot of it is, like, really centered around Kick specifically. Twitch has a lot of its own issues as well, where, like, viewers do egg on the streamer to do, like, really dumb shit. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know. There's a lot of different, like, factors to it.
They all pretend to care, like, oh, we gotta do the community guidelines, you know, do this or that. But you gotta point this out, right? The biggest streamers are the ones doing the worst and are getting away with it the most.
Hassan Parker is one of them. Hassan Parker can literally dog whistle that you should kill Rick Scott, or that Jewish people are terrible, or whatever. You could do, like, anti-Semitic dog whistles at TwitchCon, right? Where you will do, like, a Sabra hummus tier list. And granted, after enough backlash, Twitch did ban those people. I think they actually got, like, a month-long ban, so they got banned for a decent long time. Each of those streamers got banned. They got banned for, like, a month. So, like, that actually, like, they did do something in that scenario. But, like, with Hassan Parker, who makes Twitch a lot of money, they'll just, like, pick a day that Hassan Parker gets banned, and then they'll, like, ban him for that specific time, and then they'll unban him later. It's, like, very strange. Like, they have, like, this weird relationship with him, and they're completely fine with what he's doing, so...
Because chaos makes money, rage builds engagement, morality never trend. No great speech about... this video will never trend. They won't. They're just gonna dance about it. It's a degrading dance called burnout. That's what it is. Pretending it's normal that someone got doxxed live and cried on stream while strangers spam clown emojis in chat. This isn't a community anymore. It's just a coliseum. and we're all entertainers until we break.
It is an interesting parallel you can draw. I mean, like, if you go back to the Roman Empire with gladiators in the Colosseum, I'm sure some of you are familiar with the term bread in circuses. For those of you who aren't familiar with that term, I'll explain it. Essentially, the concept is that people who are watching gladiators fight in the Colosseum back then, as entertainment food, you would get bread. That was your main, like, food that you would get. And bread in circuses was essentially a term that people used where they would eat bread and they would watch the entertainment of gladiators fighting to the death in the arena. And there's some similarities with, like, Twitch and I guess Kick, kind of. I could kind of see some arguments for Twitch as well, for sure. I would say you could make even more of an argument for it on Kick, because Kick is literally just Twitch with no rules.
Streaming could have been something beautiful. It was something beautiful, but now it's an Ouroboros of suffering, where the currency is conflict and kindness gets buried under algorithmic ash. And unless we pull the plug or step away or demand better, we're going to keep watching our favorite creators rot in real time. And then they're just going to say, well, just another day online. Another person just destroyed by the machine. That's so fun. Oh, I don't have the words. I usually have a fun insult to call you. I don't have anything to say. That's how bad it is. Pretty sure it's drama culture too. That's also a bad thing. Everybody's auditioning. Every argument is content. They don't even know they're in the show. Just something bad happened. Your friend could clip it out of context in real life.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a problem. I can also agree with this point where, like, everything has to be content specifically. So it's like, I don't know, like, the person you know in real life did a bad thing, or, I don't know, like, your streaming peer did a bad thing and now you have to make content off of it, you have to react to it, you have to, like, post it on Twitter or everything and just, like, pretend like you care about certain issues or whatever. Everything is just a performance. That's another problem that I personally have with Twitch, is everything constantly has to be a fucking performance to these people. Nothing feels real anymore. Nothing feels authentic. Now, granted, this year I have noticed a lot of people have been looking for more genuinity in content creators, and I think we're only going to continue to see that going forward. It's not going to be like instant, but it's going to be like a gradual thing where a lot of these people are going to get very sick of content creators who pretend to advocate for morals and are very inauthentic when doing so. And so they're going to kind of see through that and be like, oh, okay, they don't actually mean what they're talking about. They don't give a shit about what they're talking about. And they're going to actually, like, go to content creators who actually are, like, more genuine and actually care about some of their values. I think that's, like, a very huge problem on Twitch, is that a lot of people on Twitch don't actually care about any of the shit that they advocate for. A lot of it is just purity culture. A lot of it is just pretending to advocate for certain values. It doesn't seem like these people fucking care. And it's just like they don't stay consistent with what they believe in.
Relationship, every friendship is a liability. Every second of silence is a missed opportunity to go viral. I feel like people don't even speak like humans anymore. We monologue in clips, paraphrase our pain in tweet-sized bursts, rehearse outrage for the camera. Why? Why do we do it? Oh, I know why. Because the biggest streamers, the biggest drama channels taught us that the only way to get relevant is to be controversial. Don't be creative, just be controversial. I believe
It depends who you're talking about. I would say maybe Sneeko is a good example of it. I mean, Sneeko has historically said that it's okay for 12-year-olds and 20-year-olds to get married as long as she bled once. If she bleeds, that's good enough for me. Like, that's literally, like, stuff that Sneeko will advocate. He literally, like, runs defense for sleeping with children. And then you have, like, controversial figures like Aiden Ross. I mean, to be fair, I guess the only, good thing Aiden Ross has done to extend some charitability is that, like, he has done work for charity. He's raised money for charity as well. So, I mean, I guess credit where credit's due, but I still don't think Aiden Ross is particularly a good person. I'm not a huge fan of the guy, but he has raised money for charity. So I guess at least he did something. I don't know.
we stopped trying to be interesting. We started trying to be watchable instead of interesting. And there's a big difference, because interesting takes time, effort, growth. Being watchable just takes one fight, one feud, one out of context meltdown. There is no universe in which I am going to actively be crazy or ridiculous or psychotic or say something I just don't genuinely believe for the sake of getting more people to come to me. I'm not doing that. I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about, and people will come. If they don't come, that's fine. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't care. Everyone's just trying to stage their own downfall, looking for someone to call out, digging through their own DMs for a narrative to exploit. It is stupid, all in the hopes that their name will trend, even if it's next to the word canceled. Well, people know my name.
I think especially if it's next to the word canceled. Like, if you have a streamer that's, like, known very well and you add the word canceled next to it, people are going to get very bloodthirsty. I mean, like, this is kind of how we live now, right? Like, people don't care about what's actually happening. They don't care about nuance or context on the internet. If they get to do that bread and circuses mentality, as I mentioned earlier, if they get to enjoy the drama that's happening, if they get to enjoy what's happening from the sidelines, then it doesn't matter. They get their entertainment for the day. It doesn't matter whether it's true. It doesn't matter whether it's false. You know, they look for someone who did a bad thing. They take it, they sensationalize it, they make it so much worse than it actually is, and they try to cancel that person into oblivion because they feel good in doing it. And they also look good as a bonus as well. That's just how a lot of people act, both streamers and viewers alike. This is how most spaces are these days. They don't actually care about whether something is or isn't correct. That's just kind of how the culture is. It's just, it sucks. It really is an unfortunate reality, but that's just kind of the world that we live in now, and it sucks. Hopefully that people will continue to look for genuinity in content creators. I think that's like a very good first step in like breaking out of that cycle, I think.
People know it. People know who I am. This is stupid. I want you to listen to me when I say this. Fame used to be the outcome. Now it's the goal. Let me explain what I mean by that. A byproduct of great art, a side effect of talent, was that you became famous for it. The goal itself now, without great art or talent, is the fame in itself. And it's hollow because...
Very true. Very, very true, actually.
The only fame most people know is how to chase drama-fueled parasocial spotlight in the eyes of fame. You're not remembered for what you did, just who you destroyed, or it's just disgusting.
Yeah, and listen... we see this with a lot of allegations that come out on the internet. Like, that's a big reason why when people come forward with allegations or stupid, dumb bullshit on the internet, there's a huge incentive in it. I mean, there's a lot of clout you can gain from it. It's also very cool and hip to be a victim on the internet. It just is. And if you think otherwise, you're fucking stupid. I'm sorry. You just are. You're blinded by your own echo chamber if you don't see it that way. I'm sorry. You just are. And... the unfortunate reality is that if you come forward with an allegation, you could potentially get a lot of fame in it. It doesn't matter whether it's necessarily true. It doesn't matter whether it's necessarily false. They see a guy who did a bad thing. They'll use their confirmation bias. You can gain a lot of followers out of it, and that's a good way to kickstart your career. It's just a good way to kickstart your career, and then the cycle starts all over again when it just happens again and again and again. And it's just it's part of the purity culture.
Everyone wants to be a main character, but no one wants to build the plot. We're creating a culture of clout scavengers, people who scroll with one hand and record with the other, ready to monetize anyone's downfall, including their own downfall. The biggest streamers, I Shall Speak, Kai Cenat, the Kai Mafia, all those people, whoever they may be, the people that rage farm, the people that are at the top that do that stuff, whether they meant to or not, and if you point out somebody I didn't name, don't meet me in person, have become blueprints for this madness. The biggest streamers. Their beefs, their call-outs, their this person's fake videos are studied like gospel. All right, I got to copy this, copy the cadence, the thumbnails, the fake apologies, the live stream conversations. I got to copy everything. Go ahead, let's figure it out. It's not just cringe. No, it's corrosive. It's teaching people that the path to visibility is paved with destruction. And the worst part about this whole thing is that it works because platforms reward it, audiences share it, and somewhere deep in the chaos, actual connection and joy and creativity, they never get the forefront. Those things are gone now. You won't see that anymore.
So essentially everyone is a shell of what they once were, and I can kind of see that. You know, a lot of people are very audience captured. They gain an audience, and then they feel pressured to maintain that audience and that fame because that's where the money is at, and so they have to maintain that audience capture. That's why when I grow this channel, I would like to grow this channel eventually. I'm not going to be an audience captured idiot. I've already went through that with my Twitch platform. I already went through the level of audience capture. I'm not going to be some audience captured fuck. Like, I'm going to say how I actually feel, and if you agree or disagree, you can feel free to stay along, but if you don't like what I have to say and you don't like it, then maybe I'm not the content creator for you, and that's fine. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to be an audience captured fuck like the rest of these people are. It's just that's just the way it is.
Well, what this culture is doing beyond distorting reality is erasing nuance. There's no room for
true, very fucking true.
Context, no space for redemption, no patience for silence. You're either relevant or you're invisible. So we perform, we provoke, we pretend, and in doing so, we lose the ability to exist without an audience, to feel without explaining it, to create without marking it. We've mistaken visibility. I'm so angry. Sorry. We've mistaken visibility for validation and turned conflict into currency. And it's costing us something we won't realize we needed until it's gone. The ability to be real, off camera, and enough. This is not sustainable. We're raising a generation of people who think the only way to matter is to be watched, and the only way to be watched is to suffer publicly. That's not content, that's exploitation.
I get the feeling that some of this video is a little bit AI generated. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I mean, it's fine. Like, listen, if you want to get your message across, that's totally cool. Yeah, I mean, it's overall a generally good message. There's a couple things, like, I'd say there's like 2 things in this video I disagree with. I think you get the general message, so I'll let it slide, Soros. It's okay. I do think you are using a little bit of AI here, but it's all good.
That's not community, that's consumption. And if we keep mistaking digital warfare for identity, there won't be any of us left, just personas, posturing, and pain dressed up as entertainment. This is stupid. I'm just saying, I'm sorry, I'm angry. This is the end of the video. I'm just pissed. I pissed myself off talking about this. Enjoy the video. Bye. Have a great day. Peace.
Alright, yeah, I mean, good shit. Generally, I agreed with most of it. Couple things, like 2 things I disagree with, but overall, I'd say the message is pretty solid.